really excited to go through the Scottsdale housing market because Scottsdale, it's definitely not just one market. What's happening in Old Town is completely different from what you're seeing in other areas like North Scottsdale and the luxury market. If you're new here, I'm Tim Stafford. I'm a mortgage broker. And I'm going to start breaking down different housing markets, kind of giving you some insights, showing you what's happening with prices, what's going on in terms of where they were last year compared to this year, how long are homes sitting for, whether buyers or sellers have the advantage, where the sweet spots are, who's actually buying, and just my overall take on the market. All right, let's get into Scottsdale. First off, Scottsdale, absolutely beautiful city to live in. Scottsdale is great except for those 3 hot summer months. The rest of the year is fantastic. Now the median sale price right now is around $954,000, which is pretty outstanding because it's up 9.1% just from last year. But here's what's interesting. Homes are taking around 63 days to sell. Compared to last year, they were at about 58 days on the market. And the average home is selling for about 4% below the asking price. So people are asking too much and then having to come down. I wouldn't call this a strong seller's market. Buyers are definitely having some negotiating room right now. Let's start with South Scottsdale, like Old Town. This is a completely different market. The median sale price in Old Town, it's around $560,000, and that's actually down about 2.6 from last year. Homes are taking longer in this area to sell, around 71 days. This is where you're going to see a lot more like condos and townhomes and smaller single-family homes. So obviously, it's a much lower entry point into Scottsdale. Who would be buying here? This is where you're going to have your first-time home buyers, your investors, your younger professionals, people who want a second home, just a location within Scottsdale to come in the winter, and people who just want the Scottsdale lifestyle, but they're not willing to drop $1 million or $1.5 million to get that address. My take here is that buyers have some leverage. If your property's been sitting for like 60, 70, 80 days, I'm looking at what can we negotiate. You should be asking for some help on these if you're going to be the buyer there, especially your first-time home buyers who are coming in. Okay, now let's look up like the middle Scottsdale area. Areas like Scottsdale Ranch, McCormick Ranch, Gainey Ranch. This is where the price point really starts moving. Scottsdale Ranch home values are around $790,000, whereas Gainey Ranch are around $1.2 million. And you're going to see move-up buyers here, professionals, retirees, second home buyers, people who specifically want those established Scottsdale communities. And obviously, properties make a huge difference what the actual property is on this one. Because if you've got everything in this area from condos to townhomes to single-family residence, so it can make a big difference. Now, North Scottsdale, this is where we're going farther into like Grayhawk. Homes are up around $800,000. McDowell Mountain Ranch, like 1.1 or more million. And then you've got areas like DC Ranch, you're around 2.5 million. So again, Scottsdale, it's not one housing market. Who's buying here? This is going to be the move-up families, executives, business owners, higher income professionals, relocation buyers, especially people from California coming with money, people who are buying a second home and can afford it. This is where you get into those high price points. And once you're in there, you could be talking about $2 million, $3 million, $4 million properties or more. It's its own market. These buyers, they have more options, and those properties can be extremely property specific. Now, here's my overall take on Scottsdale right now. I actually think this is a pretty interesting market for buyers. Prices, they haven't collapsed. Scottsdale is still Scottsdale. People want to live here. It's a beautiful place, and they're coming from all over. But homes, they're taking longer to sell. And a lot of sellers, they're not getting their asking price. In fact, roughly 3 out of 4 recent Scottsdale homes have sold below asking price. That's important. Because if I'm buying right now, I'm not just looking at, what can I get the seller to knock off the price? I'm also looking for other things like, can I negotiate seller concessions? Can I get my interest rate bought down? Can I use money towards closing costs? Can I have them fix things in the house for me before I buy? Or, just potentially getting all those combined and getting what I want out of it. So you don't just come in here asking like, can I knock $10,000 off the price? You might get a better deal if you're asking for other things as well. So if you're thinking about buying in Scottsdale sometime in the next 3 to 12 months, and you want me to help you put together a game plan, DM me the words game plan. And if there's another city you want, need to break down like this, just put it in the comments and I'll add that one to my list. And if you need help with a realtor, I've got a lot of great realtor connections and we'd be happy to connect you.